Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand, and today on the show, I have some pretty amazing people. I've got Joseph Gerber from Gerber Designs, and I have Marylou from Made by Marylou. These two are always commenting on each other's videos about how much they love each other's styles, so I thought it would be the perfect pairing. I had Joseph on the show a long time ago, back in my Behind the Maker podcast days, and I really wanted to get together with him again. When I had him on the first time, he had, I think, around 2,500 followers. He was working on completely different items, and his life has completely transformed since then, and I really wanted to catch up. And of course, I had to have my bestie, Marylou, on there with me so we could get in there and just find out everything that's been going on with his life and answer any questions that he had about lighting and video stuff. So if you are really into learning about having the right lighting and learning some good camera skills, these guys get into it a little bit at the end, and it's just a really good conversation. So stay tuned for that. And if you are looking to learn to power carve, I have some awesome classes that I just listed. They're available on my link in my bio on Instagram. So go check those out. I'm going to be teaching in Vermont, 2 different sessions, one in October and one in November. One's going to be purely an intro class, and then the second class is going to be carving the Beetlejuice sculpture that I've been showing on my page a lot lately. So head over there, sign up for a class, and let's have some fun. And a huge thank you to the sponsor of the show, Sabertooth Power Carving. You can save 10% with Night Carver 10 in all caps. All right, let's get into the show and let's have a great conversation.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing. What's up with you?
You know, I just took like 45 minutes and relaxed because I don't usually relax, and it was really nice, and just was chatting with Marylou. She'll be on in a minute. She just got back from a nice walk with her dog, so she's huffing and puffing, getting set up over there because she's not coming on unless it's a well-lit scene.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I know. I was like, I wish I had something to make it look a little bit better. I'm like, I guess I'll just blur the background.
I say, what are you blurring on us? Where are you in the house?
This is the office.
Okay.
It's the office / I don't know how to unblur it. I don't use Zoom ever.
You would go to where it says stop video. There's a little arrow that points up, and then choose virtual background or blur my video. You can unclick that.
It's
okay. That looks
nice. It's a cat room. Cat room / office.
Oh, I see a beautiful lady in the background peeking in.
Oh, yeah. She just did it.
It's like a serial killer, like lean in, look, and walked away.
She just did a Peloton ride.
Oh, nice.
So
how long is your hair right now? Because the photo that you had up there, it was quite long.
Yeah, I mean, it's let's see here.
Let's see this lion's mane. How long has it gotten?
It's pretty long.
Yeah, it is. Damn, man.
It's a little curly right now, but it's like I don't know, pretty long.
Yeah, I know. And you have thick curly hair, so I'll only imagine if it was straight, right?
Yeah, I literally have my mom's exact hair, like exact hair.
That's funny.
Yeah, when I was growing up, everybody used to tell me that I was gonna go bald because like my dad, uncles, grandpa, everybody's bald. And I always had long hair. It's like a little emo kid. And I was like, I'm not going to go bald. I'm not going to go bald. And then like, I started shaving my head a lot when I was a little bit older. And I was like, I don't care if I go bald or not. And then once I like quit my job and stuff, and I was like, I can like really take the time to grow my hair out. I was like, I'm going to go for it. And I was like, and all my cousins are like balding and stuff. So I'm like, screw you guys.
Well, I was going to say, it's like a big like smack to your family's face because you're just like, like I would totally wear it down too and just like throw it up, get a fan blowing just with you, just to really seal that in. Yeah.
No, that's why. Yeah, every now and then that's why I try to take it down and like take some pictures because it's like I don't know how people have long hair and wear it down like in just like everyday life. Like I can't do it. I have to wear a hat or something.
It's a lot. You lean forward, it's flipping forward with you. Yeah.
That's why I was like, I can't even like even just walking around the house, like when I like get out of the shower or something, I'm just like, I can't do it.
Yeah. It's funny though. I do love it. I like now people are really invested in our hair talk, but
Yes.
I do love having my hair down. I actually hate having it up. That's why I shave half of it off or more than half of
Hmm.
it off now, just so it's cooler. Like
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
it's literally to save me because
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the look of it now. It took me a long time to get used to myself with my hair up and that
Hmm.
shocking white scalp sticking out. But I've gotten accustomed to it and actually love it now. But yeah, it's a whole thing, hair. And
Yeah.
you can't play mini golf with it down because then you can't
Yeah.
see.
No.
It's a
Yeah.
struggle, man.
And it's like I keep like I know whenever I cut it, I'm never gonna grow it out again. So it's just like I just keep
Can't let it go
like
yet.
going. Yeah, I just keep going for as long as I
I
can.
feel like that like had happened pretty recently.
Hmm.
And you were just kind of exploring, going full time and what that was all about and
Yeah.
just really diving into it and going away from the mosaics and
Hmm.
back into like building furniture. Cause I noticed like you did start building out furniture first and
Yeah.
then it drifted off to the mosaics. And I'm assuming that's just because it was like nice, it's fun, it's easy to
Hmm.
sell, and
Yeah.
it's pleasing to a lot of people. Plus, mosaics were really freaking hot for a long time.
Yeah. And I think I probably said this in the last interview, but it just made me feel really artistic because I never felt like I was very artistic growing up. I don't know, I just never felt that way. And so it was cool to be able to like put these things
Yeah.
together. Yeah, and like different colors and different sizes of things. And it was all like just whatever was kind of in my head. I would like go to
Hmm.
Pinterest for inspiration and stuff like that. But it was just kind of like I would wing it and then it would turn out this way. And then people were like, oh, this is so cool. And I'm like, oh, really? And then
Can you hear me?
that was just really
Hmm.
Is
fun.
it working?
We can hear
I can
you.
hear you.
Praise be. That was wild. I'm so sorry to interrupt. That
No.
was insane. My Zoom wanted to install an update and it just will not update. And I think I have to update also just my
Your
laptop in general.
entire
So
computer.
my
Yeah.
bad. I'm here.
Yeah.
What's
We were literally just talking about like what he started with. Oh no, are you frozen though? Or am I frozen?
I'm
I,
just
I
still.
think she's frozen. She's frozen on my it
Beautiful
is a good
frozen face though.
it is. It
Is she
looks
just smiling at us? She's so
yeah.
adorable. Look at it.
Oh, there
No,
we go.
there we go.
Freeze for me though. I saw you
Oh,
guys the whole
really?
time.
Oh, we were talking the whole
Yeah.
time while we were staring at this very nice smile that you were giving us.
Yeah, it was like a perfect picture.
Yes. It was really
Which,
funny.
that's all I could hope for.
By the way, he's blurring out a whole cat escapade back there, just so you know. I figured you would approve.
Oh,
Mhm.
like what do you mean a
Yes.
cat escapade?
Well,
Like from the shells and
yeah, it's our office
Oh,
and then like a
cute.
cat tree behind us or behind me.
Fun. I do approve.
Mhm. I figured you would.
Oh,
It's a very Mary Lou background. We're on there waiting for you, and I'm having him take out his hair, show me his background. I'm so nosy.
that's so funny. Should have
We
been working on that update instead of my hair.
The hair looks gorgeous. You're gonna love the freeze
Thank
frame
you.
when we play it back and show you.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
it
Oh
is. It is a good
gosh.
one.
It was great. But no, we were talking
Cool.
about
So what I missed.
well, he started off with like building stuff, right? But I didn't know that. I met him when he was doing his mosaic phase, we'll call it, where you were totally like experimenting with like color and different patterns. And he was just saying like how it was like the first time he felt like an artist, like artistic and doing those choices. Yeah. So I get that though. Like that's the first thing that you like really manipulated with. And
Hmm.
did you get eventually like sick of them? Did you get bored of them or
No, I
no?
still love making them. I just don't have a lot of time for them really anymore because that's just not, it hasn't been what's really been like ordered or, things like that. Because I really want to build up my furniture portfolio, but whenever I do have time, because I have unlimited amounts of scraps. So it's just
Oh, I
like I
bet.
have all these pieces just laying around that I'm like, I could just rip these into strips and then just start, piecing them together on the also unlimited pieces of plywood that I have laying around. So it's like I have a lot of opportunity to do that, but I don't have the time.
What do you have for orders right now? You've been just getting like a lot of furniture.
Right now I've had like had 2 tables for this one company, and then right now I have my entire garage is completely packed. I think I just shared it on my story. Like this, I don't even know what you call it, like like when you walk into like a store and they have just that giant counter that's right there, like a cash counter or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that for a boba tea place, or bubble tea, boba tea. I don't know. I always forget what it is, but it's like 250 inches, I think. So it's like multiple 4-foot sections, and I just put the face frames on it today, and it's all being pieced together. And then I'm going to take it over there in pieces and connect it up, and then build the tops for it, which are just going to be oak tops. So then I have to do that. And I've had a few.
That's a big build.
Yeah.
What kind of garage are you working in? Like, is it a two?
Two car, yeah.
Okay.
And it's packed right now. Like there's like I have one thing on one side against like a wall, my tool wall, and then I have my workbench in the middle, and then I have another piece like on my lumber wall. And so I'm literally just like have to like walk around like everything to get to, or like I'll have one side blocked off so I can only walk around this side every time. So it is snug in there right now.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Pain. I have to walk over things.
Yeah, I know. It's like I feel lucky though too, because it's like I do see some people that have smaller shops than I do, and I'm like, I don't know. I have most things on wheels and whatnot anyway, so it's like most of my stuff is move aroundable, and it's very cumbersome.
Yeah.
Say, 1-car garage warrior over here.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to get like a laser or CNC someday, and I'm like, I've seen some people like put them on the walls like somehow, and I'm like, man, that'd be the only way that I could do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. It's a way to make it work if that's what you want to incorporate. What do you want to make, like smaller projects, or do you want to actually cut furniture out on them?
Probably both. Like I would love to just be able to make templates really easily. So that's why I'm like, man, I could probably just get like a smaller one, like a 24 by 24 or something. And then that way I can just cut leg pieces and different stuff like that. And I've been working with a few like party planner, event planners here in town, and they've asked me for some things that I'm like, I can't make those for you. Or if I can make them for you, it's going to be way more than you want to spend, because the people like the Inspro photos or whatever it is that they'll send me like, hey, can you do this? It's like, I know they cut that on a CNC. So it's like, I know it took them all of just doing the CNC work, not like me having to hand cut everything and then hand do everything, which is going to take quadruple, if not more, the time.
It takes a while sometimes to design those files. Don't be fooled.
Oh yeah, true. I know nothing about any of that.
That's the thing. Like CNCs are nice because you're gonna get that perfect cut every time and it's repeatable. But sometimes when you're in that design phase, it can get real fun. I mean, at least for me, when I'm doing like a highly detailed sign, it's just like, because if things aren't looking perfect, it's not gonna carve well. Yeah,
they're just like these little, like, I don't even know what, like some of it was like coral kind of like for like a mermaid themed party. It was like these corals that would stand up and whatnot, and I was like, I mean, I probably could cut that for you, but it's like the one you sent me, I'm like, if you just look that up on Etsy, I'm sure you can find one for less and probably faster.
For sure.
Do you want to get into props or no? Like that?
I mean, it's not anything that I thought about, but I mean, I've been pretty busy with these with the people that have the event planning, and it's not an avenue I really thought about. I've done quite a few arch backdrops, like a bar, like a little bar thing, some baby boxes, just a lot of kind of random stuff that I never like thought about making, but I'm like, oh yeah, I can make that and figure that out. And so that's been nice, because that's definitely been keeping me busy, but they do take up a lot of space in the shop sometimes.
Like that's the nice part about making smaller stuff, right? You can
yeah. Or tables and stuff like that. It's like you can disassemble it pretty easily and move it away or put it in the house. Like I can't really just put a 7-foot arch backdrop in the house. Just I mean, I guess I could, but just be kind of weird. Yeah. Especially just taking it in and out of the door, just like tilting it, like
scuffing it, ruining the house, ruining your peas. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm always worried about. It's like every time I have to move something, it's like I hit something or bump something else too. That's the worst of it. Is like you get to the finished project or to the finished part and you're like, cool, I'm all done, looks great. And then you hit it with something and you're like, "Ah, I guess we're going back over that."
When a piece is done, I want it out of my house as fast as possible.
Yeah,
I really
so
do. Like
fast.
if it's already been purchased, I'm like, okay, it's dry enough to ship. Okay, out.
Hmm.
Or if somebody's like picking it up, that's the worst. I'm like, I'll just drop it off if I can,
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
close. So I could just
yeah,
put it on
yeah,
your front step and I don't have to like wait for you and then like have it like my kids or myself ruin it. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
real
for
I love
sure.
a
fear,
drop off.
right? Just
Yeah.
dropping it off and go.
Yes. Because like I know nothing's gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in transport. I'm the one handling it. I packaged it. Ugh, wish it
Yeah,
worked out that way every time.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. It's just
Um,
it's gone.
Yeah.
yeah. Plus, I like to see people's like reactions.
Yeah.
It is
I
They're
always
nice
all
am
seeing it.
nervous.
bummed.
Yeah, I'm always like
Yeah.
nervous when I'm driving there. I'm like, they gonna like it? Or like, and it's like I've already sent them 37 pictures of it, so I know they like it, but I'm
Right.
just like still all like stressed about it.
Yeah.
Well, seeing it in
Nerve-wracking.
person is completely different than seeing it in a photo, though. Like
Yeah.
you can get all up in there and see everything, you know? So I
Hmm.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, no, drop off is key. Plus pickup, man, they're on their own time frame. They never come when they
Hmm.
say they're gonna come. And it's always a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like that would kill me. It'd be like when I was working my day job and people are like, I'm here. I'm like, you know, it's like in the middle of a meeting or some shit. It's like,
Yeah. Like, oh, where'd Tiff's screen go? It went black
yeah.
for a second. Not
Boop.
sure.
Bye.
It's funny. I would never have anyone pick up. Like,
It sucks.
you are not coming here. No
Yeah.
way.
I usually just
Yeah.
say like that. I mean, if I'm like have plans to go out, I'll, like, hey, I'm gonna be out or about or whatever. But usually I'm always in the garage. And so I'm just like, hey, I'll be out in the garage this day or, whatever. And then usually they show up, they'll tell me whenever, but I'm usually out there with the door open anyway. So
It's not bad if you're there and you're available and stuff. Yeah. Like
mhm.
I'm always everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to deal with that anymore. But yeah, I mean I've
Yeah.
done that a lot. Facebook Marketplace makes that happen a lot too. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
ugh.
Yeah, definitely.
Where do you get most of your sales from? Is it from people off of Instagram or is it from like things like the marketplace?
I've tried advertising on Marketplace a little bit, so and haven't had a whole lot of luck. It's mostly, yeah, Instagram or my website, Etsy, um, Facebook, like just, my not Facebook Marketplace, but just my Facebook page or whatever. And mostly that when we were in Texas, and this is what I always tell everybody, is like I ran a couple ads on Facebook and it just snowballed from there. But I think just being a bigger city is a lot more helpful. Like the two towns that are like right next to each other here are like maybe 300,000 people, maybe.
Mhm.
So it's not the biggest place. So sales, like local sales, haven't been a ton.
I say I know Mary Lou is kind of curious about that, like moving your business from one place to another place. Like,
Totally. Yeah. I was wondering what that was like and what
I
the
mean, it was,
difference has been.
yeah, I mean, it was not the easiest thing for sure. And like definitely going from like we lived in San Antonio, which is like 2.5 million people or something like that. Like, so I just ran an ad on Facebook Marketplace or on Facebook or whatever, and got a couple jobs from that. And then like just had all of them, asked all the people that I was doing. It was mostly accent walls at that time and barn doors. Like, hey, if you could just share this to your neighborhood Facebook group, and because it's just like tons and tons and tons of sub communities out there. And so they would do that, and then I would like get another job from that one and from the different one. So I was very busy doing that. And then moving back here, it definitely slowed down. But luckily, when we moved back here, it was the time that like Facebook and Instagram were like paying crazy money. I don't know if you knew anybody or you guys were making a lot from their bonus program and stuff like that. So luckily my work slowed down, but just making videos and posting them was keeping me rolling pretty well.
That's pretty cool. I didn't
That's
realize
what's
that
up.
you were really investing all that energy into making those videos because that's what was paying you at the time. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was posting like
A
just
madman.
nonstop. Yeah. It was just like I was reposting everything. I was making stupid 8-second videos of like screwing something into something. Like I was just going wild. I'm like, any video that I saw that had gone viral about anything, like I was like, I gotta remake that video. And I would just do that for like, and I could shoot a ton of video like on my phone in like not a lot of time if it was just little things like that, and then edit them on my phone and then post them and just post them to all the different places and then wait for them to like kind of hit. And if one would hit, I would share that again to somewhere else, and just kind of did that for a few months until they all just decided to stop paying at the same time.
It was a rude awakening. For a lot of people though, like, because for some people it didn't really matter that much. Maybe you were getting $100 a month and that was awesome, but like you weren't getting serious money. And then other people were really rolling it in. And then that's an abruptive lifestyle change when you're used to that. And then it's like, oh, now what?
I tell everybody about it. But yeah, Instagram was paying me like $5,000 a month, I think, at one point.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
awesome.
Facebook was paying me about 1,200, and then Pinterest was also paying crazy money too. They were, I think I was making a couple thousand from Pinterest, I think.
That's amazing.
It was wild. It was really weird. And then it just all stopped.
Yeah, that was right before Workbench Con, I think. It was like in February, I think, when it stopped.
I know it dropped off differently for some people, but yeah, it was about that time, because Facebook too. The other thing is like, I started posting on Facebook and as well, because I was like, oh, just another avenue, because I heard that they were going to start offering bonuses, or somebody I knew had enough followers and it offered them like $30,000 or something like that, and I was like, I got to get on this train.
Yeah.
So I started posting over there a whole bunch, and my following grew and grew and grew, and then like 2 months before they stopped, they changed my like price from like $1,200 max a month to like 10,000, and I was like, okay, sweet. And I got like 6,000 one month, and then it was gone. It was cool. It's like, oh sweet, I could just, this is like my YouTube now, just like, got all this consistent, ad revenue or whatever coming in, and then so that's why I've been trying to focus my energy towards YouTube, because that seems to be the one that's staying around and still consistently paying.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you for being so open and honest about what you made, because like that's people might not want to share that information, so that was really cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I like it when people talk about that kind of stuff, because I feel like it's kind of, I know some people hide it, and I mean, I like to know. I mean, it's all gone. It's not like and I'm not making that anymore, and I don't, unless they reopen it again. I mean, but like that's why I'm always talking to people about like what they're making on YouTube, because I want to know like what's realistic that I could be making for a video, in like for all this effort that I'm putting into it. So,
and you need to know too how to have, like, you want to have it set up, how you want the ads to run. Because I know I've noticed like people, they say like the CPM changes how you have the ads placed too. So like, there's a lot of different things that you have to learn once you're monetized.
Yeah, and I just got monetized, which is really cool. So I've been monetized for I think a month now, and my AdSense is at like $50, so pretty cool.
You're starting.
Yeah.
That's some gas right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it's fun, because I really like making long form videos. When like you seeing all this money dangled in front of you for making 8 to 15 second viral stupid videos, sometimes you're just like, I guess that's what I'm gonna do, and use all my energy on that.
It makes sense though. You had the time, you needed the money. Like it just was a perfect thing for you at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah.
it's like, now you've got to pivot, but like
Mm-hmm.
that could bring you down a brand new path, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and that's why I was excited to have Mary Lou on too. Is I've been really obsessed with like video and stuff like that, and your video is amazing, and all this stuff that you do is so
Thank
great.
you.
And I've just been super obsessed with that for a little while now, but not really like put a lot of effort into it until like the last few months. Really just trying to figure out how to use my camera and how to, light things. And because I was obsessed with like watching videos and figuring out what camera I needed to get. And then I'm like, everybody's like, you should probably work on your lighting before you buy an expensive camera that you don't know how to use. And I was like, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. For lighting, I guess I would say one big light is better than 3 small lights.
Okay.
Because you could always utilize natural light if you want some like backlighting, like just put your subject in front of a window and then put your big ass light in front. So they're lit from the front, but then they also have that nice, beautiful backlight
Yeah.
as well. And then if you want things to be more cinematic, shoot from the shadow side. So if you have a light facing this way, shoot your camera this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
It just adds more dynamic stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
I bought
just
like
a couple
two.
quick tips.
I bought like 2 little panel lights, and then I like went to use them, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool, but like it was also super harsh because I don't have like a softbox or anything on them. And so I was like, okay, so I need to either buy some of those or like just make one or something.
You could definitely make one for sure.
Yeah.
I have a couple panel lights too that I just like kind of have in my shop because I don't always like to bring out a big ass light into my shop, especially my shop right now because it's just packed and stuff. So like they will do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And you could always bounce the light. So
that's
instead
what
of like pointing it right at whatever you're shooting, you can just get like a piece of white, anything, and like reflect the light off of that and then light your piece.
I didn't think about that. I took a white sheet and or a pillowcase, and I just like threw it on top of it, like because it had the things like open, and so I like
diffuse it a little bit.
Yeah, so I did that, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't go very far, so I had to have the light like really close to it. But I was thinking that same thing too. I was like, they're probably still good to have to like shoot in different directions to like just add something somewhere else. But also that's the thing, is like I've seen some people that have like those big, huge, I don't even know what they are, those giant lights that come down, or like that giant softbox thing. And I'm like, I don't have room for that in here. Like I already got enough space.
I know, I get stressed. This thing is big. It's not really the light that's that big. It's the softbox itself. Yeah. It's just like a powerful ass light.
Yeah, but that thing is gigantic, and it just like takes up. My friend brought one over once when we were doing some stuff because he does videography, and I was like, I could not imagine having this in here. And it's like got sandbags that are like holding it in place like every time he moves it, and I was like, this is no thank you.
The amount of
I would
times
love to have like a grid.
tripod. The nice ones hanging off. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, where like lighting is just kind of hanging from the ceiling, and like just move it on tracks and stuff, and maybe even have like a camera that could like imagine that shot.
Yeah, I know. I always think about that. I would love to have like something like rigged up to where I could just like mount my camera and move it around from like up above.
Yeah, I mean, I got that like Wovie jig template. I just need to cut it out. So it's like very possible that this could happen, but I'm like, let's walk before we run. I need this shop up and running.
Yeah,
like
that's my problem.
Doing that stuff.
Yeah, I do that. And I'm like, oh, like I started this, but then I'm like, oh, but I could do this instead now. And like this half project is over there, and I'm like working on something else. And I'm just like, oh, but it'd be really cool if I had this to shoot from over here.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, no, I guess it's just gonna be on a tripod.
Yeah. Yep.
For now.
Yep.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna bump into it all the time.
Exactly. Or my elbow will be in the shot and you saw nothing.
Yeah,
Happen.
that's what I hate. Is like I'll like you be doing something, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be such a cool shot, or I'll have an idea for like I'll see you or whoever like put together these shots, and I'm like, oh, perfect, I'm gonna do that, and then I go to do it and my hand's blocking it every single time, and I'm like,
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the shots, I think, like it seemed like I had it all set up right, but the execution was not there.
A ton of like the reason I run out of storage so quickly is because I get so much coverage. Like I will
Mhm.
shoot the same thing like over and over and over again, and then like choose from all those shots. But I'll just
Mhm.
be doing the same thing. Luckily, in a lot of woodworking, you're doing the same thing like over and over again. And a
Mhm.
lot of the times there's 4 legs, so there's 4 shots
Yeah.
Yeah,
that you
I was gonna
choose
say
from.
that when I first started like filming, like really filming for like YouTube, like I don't know, a few months ago, I was filming everything, and I was just like, it was so much video to go through, and I was like, I can't do this. And then it's like I slowly start figuring out your rhythm, and you're like, okay, I don't need to show all that. Like, and if I do,
Yeah.
like I can show like a 5-second clip of whatever it is, and then I'll like you said, like I'll film one leg instead of all 4, because why do I need to film all 4? But then like you
Yeah.
said, if you miss a shot, then I guess you probably
Mm-hmm.
should have filmed all 4. But because I would like start filming as I was like figuring something out, and the camera's just rolling and rolling and rolling, and I'm like, I got this 10-minute video, and I'm like, I don't want to scrub through that, all
Oh, I
or I
so
scrub
I
through it
never
for
roll. I don't let it roll. I like will stop and start because of that
okay,
reason. Because
yeah,
that's too fucking much.
yeah,
Like,
or yeah,
don't nobody
or
got the time.
yeah, or then like I film for whatever however long, and then it's like I take 10 seconds out of that couple minute clip, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, at least I had it.
Yeah, yeah,
Is how
like
I would excuse that. But yeah,
yeah.
I stop and start all the time because
I know I've definitely gotten better at that, but when I first started, it was like
You
everything was
have
like
to.
5 minutes. Yeah.
But then I have the problem if I'm power carving a piece, I don't want to stop, and then I just keep
Yeah.
going, and then I'm angry at myself because I look over and I'm like, oh, I didn't stop. Now I've just got 6 minutes of me grinding the same area.
Mhm.
Like it's like
Yeah.
shit.
And that's why like I like to go to time lapse, but then I'm like, I don't like I don't want that as like my editing style. Like it's cool to
To
have it
all
in
be,
certain
yeah.
things, but like for like my YouTube videos, I kind of want those to be all real time as much as I can, and like cool angles and whatever things, instead of just like it looks all nice and I'm doing all these things, and then all of a sudden it's just a stagnant time lapse for like 20 seconds or something. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a battle. I literally have been filming this got a bride of Chucky in every possible way that I can, and I've only shown so far just like the stuff I've been filming for Instagram because I'm
Hmm.
trying to make a YouTube out of it too. But it's just like it's annoying. I don't want to stop carving. I just want to keep carving, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ah,
I was gonna I was gonna ask you the what you just posted on your story most recently, that was like the giant block that you've carved down. Did you
yes,
carve all that down, or did you cut some of it out on like a bandsaw or something?
I carved it all. I'm tired.
Oh my God.
I'm very tired. I
I
need a
was like,
chainsaw.
because I was like, I saw how much you like cut out, and I was like, did you like? My thought was like, oh, she for sure definitely like chunked that out with like a different tool, and I
Nope,
was like,
just
so
wheels.
much.
Just
Oh my
wheels.
God.
I literally text Mary
Oh,
Lou and I'm like, I'm so glad I've been working out lately because I needed that muscle to get through this thing. It's just been like,
that's
and
so much.
at the same time, if I had the chainsaw, I'd be scared I'd make the wrong cut right now. Like, cause this is my first time doing something so big. So I'm like, I'm all right going slow with this because I'm taking it like
Hmm.
slow and steady, although I want it to be done. But it's
Yeah.
like, it's safer that way for me right now because I'm getting the concepts again, working 3-dimensionally, and I'm just
Hmm.
inching my way. The chainsaw, I feel like it's like, oh shit, I gotta glue more wood. Or like,
Yeah. What?
yeah, there's more
You
control.
mhm.
you don't have a bandsaw then? I'm assuming.
I gave it away. I never used
Oh,
it.
okay. That's what
Yeah.
my thought was. Is because I don't know if you've ever seen people make those pedestal legs, so they glue that giant like
Yeah.
what you did together, and then they just like cut it out on the bandsaw, and that's what I imagined is like you cut like kind of chunked out that portion of it. But if you don't have a bandsaw, then
It's so heavy though, too.
yeah, true.
They're
Yeah.
12-inch blocks that are 24 inches long, some of them, and it's just like boom.
God. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's wild.
The video, I wonder if I captured it well, but taking it off of the clamps, it was just like I told my husband I might need you, and then I was just like going along, and I never stopped to get him. And I'm grabbing it off of the clamps, having to lift it up for the first time and feel its true weight together, and then push it to another table to get off because there was no way. I'm like, where do I put it? I got no workspace. Like, so I just popped up a portable table, and I'm like, and I'm just like slowly pushing it off. I'm like,
my God.
I did it.
Yeah, I'll set up some sawhorses for like if I'm doing like a tabletop or something, then I can like move it over there for like sanding and stuff like that. And usually I'll go ask Lindsay like, hey, can you help me flip this or whatever? But sometimes I'm just like, I can't do it real quick. And this last one I did was 40 inches by 84, I think, or something like that. So it was heavy. And so I just like, I'm like, get underneath it, and I'm just like going and like I stand it up on the sawhorses, and I'm like, I hope it's not too far to one side, because I just imagine the sawhorses just going over. And I got it, luckily. But then I like the next time I was like, hey babe, I need you to help me with this one, because I'm definitely gonna drop this.
Sawhorses are so dangerous for that. Like if you just tip something the wrong way, they just collapse. That's why I'm glad I have like the Pegasus table from Works Tools is like just super solid. Like, thank goodness I have that, because what else am I gonna put this giant, whatever, how many pounds it is? I don't know what I'm even lifting. It was heavy. It's getting lighter, but it was it was really heavy.
I can imagine. Gosh, yeah, that's wild. You just carved through all that. That's so crazy.
The impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I cut some in half to make it a little bit easier.
Gosh. That's so wild.
Which also scared me, because when I was gluing it up, I was so nervous it was going to shift. So I just put 2 little dowels on each end so it would stay onto the body. I'm like, don't go anywhere, please.
One thing I've heard, I've never tried this, but if you're gluing stuff up and you don't want the glue, I was gonna say salt. I've heard works well.
Oh, so it won't move?
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps it still.
I've never tried it, but I've heard that that's the way to do it. Or if I don't want something to move, like that might have been too big, but like sometimes you can just like rub them together, and it'll like frictions and will adhere kind of that way. Yeah, so that way it's like you could still pull it off, but like at least it's kind of like grabbed onto it.
Yeah, it was a lot of experimenting for this, but I was like, just take 2 dowels, put them on the sides, make the holes, connect it, so that way it's not going to go anywhere when I'm just fucking moving it. Because I put together, like, oh no, where else no, that's not going to work. Oh, I'm like mid glue up and I'm not sure what to do. And I'm like, and I just figured it out, but I was like in full panic mode. Like
every time you're mid glue up, you're just you're like, oh, this is going so well. This isn't the time that I'm going to panic. This is the good one. And then sure enough, gotcha.
Not for me. It's like before, during, and after. I'm just panicked
the whole time.
The whole time, and it like there's always just something always happens. Like whether like you don't have enough clamps, or you have to run across the shop. Like, oh my God.
I'm glad I'm not alone. I don't glue up ever, and recently I've been just going bigger and bigger. I'm trying to use up some wood too that I've had in my garage for 5 years now. And I'm like, it's time to let it go. So I just keep making projects for these chunks of wood, essentially.
Nice. That's it. I know I've been trying to figure out things to do with my scraps. I've been like kind of slowly gluing up parts of them and then like planing them down so that way they're like shelf sized, or like I was like, maybe I can make a weird multi-wooded bench or something. I was just like, I have so many scraps, I need to figure out how to like put these things together and do something with them.
Yeah, especially they're like nice hardwoods too that you don't want to go to waste. Like for me, I'm over here like, how can I save this pine from getting burned? I must keep it from the burn pile.
Yeah, I just always feel so wasteful too. It's like I try to give stuff away to like on like Facebook or Craigslist or stuff because I'm just like I don't want to throw all this away. Because I mean, one of our when I first started woodworking, we lived kind of out in the country, so I just like burn everything, and I can't do that anymore. So it just feels very wasteful. I'm just taking things to the old wood recycle. Which I guess it's
There's a wood
recycling.
I was
recycle?
gonna say, what is this? The old wood
Oh,
recycle.
How do you,
uh,
how does
I mean
one?
at the dump they have like a wood salvage portion. At least ours
Okay.
does.
Oh,
So it's like
that's cool.
it's like I don't know if you like your dump is like, or if you ever go to the dump, but they have like those big metal containers, and some of them are like metal, cardboard. There's one that's like
Mhm.
wood, so it's like you can throw it all in there. But then I have to have like a truckload or whatever to make it worth it.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
for sure.
We don't have one where I live, but like the town over has one. So I've been to them before, and I totally get what
Hmm.
you're saying. Yeah, there is like all these little sections and stuff for
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with these bigger projects that you're taking on, I can imagine the amount of scraps that you're having, and like where are you putting all these when you're having a 2-car garage that's full of tools already?
It's they pile up. At one point I just started throwing all of my plywood scraps just in the back of my truck. Just like this is where they live now. Like because I was doing a lot of those arches and like a couple like the bar and like other things that are just like so many pieces of plywood. I was just like throwing all of my scraps just in the back of my truck, and I'm like, it wasn't raining or anything because it's summer, so I was like, oh, cool, I can just go out there and grab some whenever I need some. But my truck bed became the holding place. But then it's like, what if I need to haul something or deliver something or pick something up? It's like I got all this crap in the back of my truck now.
Or drive without hearing a rattle going on in the back of the truck.
Yeah, and I was like, I
That
hope
shit
none of
would
these
make
fly
me
out.
so paranoid. I'd always be thinking like my tires popped or something, or there's like a loose bolt. It was
Yeah,
gross.
the cash counter thing that I'm doing right now, I had to buy 13 sheets of plywood. I've never ever bought that many sheets of plywood.
Yeah.
And so like my tailgate was down, and I like did the strap like behind, like a little X behind them, and then I did a strap on top of them, and I was like, should I get on the freeway on my way home or should I go through town? Because they're like the really great Harbor Freight straps that I always have. So, but I made it. We were good.
Did you take the freeway?
I did. I was like, I don't want to go through town. I'm gonna risk it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just full send.
What
See what
kind of
happens.
plywood did you get?
Just birch. I think it's Baltic birch.
Okay.
3/4 inch unfinished.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and then
13 sheets.
yeah,
Like a lot.
and so
That's a lot.
and so I had to like plan it out too because I don't have anywhere to put 13 sheets of plywood. So like what
Right.
I did was I just like had left them all in my truck, and I was like, I just got to get them. Everything broke down today, so it's like I had all my like cut list, and I just went through and brought them one sheet in at a time, and like broke it down on my track saw first, and then ripped them like because I only needed like I don't know like 4 different sizes I think because I'm just making boxes basically. So I just went through and did all the ones that I needed, and then made all like the stringers and stuff. So I had to rip some of them down kind of smaller so that way I could actually handle them through my table saw. Because I love my track saw. It's probably like my favorite tool, but I also just hate having to like set it up, like to like put the plywood down and then like line it up and then put my track down.
I was waiting for you to get going, Mary Lou. I was like, here she goes. She can relate to this.
I am triggered. Yeah,
it's like
it's a lot to set up.
Yeah, it's like I love it. I use it for everything. But then it's like once I've like made, so many cuts, and then I like every time I have to like move it and set it down, move everything out of the way, and then bring the next sheet in and then put it back on top of there. Cause it's not like that's a fence. I can just like set it up and make the same cut in the same spot every time.
Exactly.
So that was not fun.
Yeah, I miss having a table saw.
Yeah, I know a couple of people that don't have them, like they just work without them, and I'm like, I don't know how. I use that thing for everything. I've been
just like kind of putting it off. I'm like, how far can I get without one? Like it's kind of been this challenge, and it's like really testing my patience.
Yeah, I've
But
been trying to not use my miter saw because I've been thinking about getting rid of it because I don't ever use it really anymore. I've just like any like cuts that I really need to make and be precise, or I do it on the table saw. And
yeah,
so I only used my miter saw to like break down materials, but then I'm like, I can just use my circular saw, my or a jigsaw or something to just rough out the size of my materials because I'm not cutting anything to
right.
length over there. So I'm like,
Yeah.
probably don't really need it anymore, but it's one of those things I just like, well, I'll just
But I
keep it.
have it.
I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
saying, like to Tiff earlier, it's like really just a convenient thing. Like it just
Yeah.
makes those things fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I need to break down these like 2x4s real quick to rough
Mm-hmm.
length. And it's like,
Yeah.
bah, bah, bah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where like a
That's
circular saw is like, it's cumbersome.
yeah. I wouldn't want to break down like, yeah, 2x4s, like where you can, yeah, you can just like move it over instead of just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to do that.
Does it anyway. Doesn't have a miter saw or a table saw.
Yeah. I don't oh no.
Like bitching and like that's literally my life.
It is.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so funny.
it's fine. It's fine. It still gets
Everything
done.
everything is fine.
Everything is fine. We're not on fire.
No. But that's like
Nice.
why it's so necessary to have like everything on wheels when you're working in a small space too, because you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly moving around. Like, and I'm
Mhm.
so grateful that Boris sent me that Porta-Cube because the miter saw,
Oh
like,
my
I had a 7-foot table in there with it, and it was taking up
Mm-hmm.
so much space. And I'm like, I'll never get my business to the next level if I'm still working around this fucking miter saw station. Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
killing me. And now I'm like, oh, I need to move it. Let me just, okay, get this. It's like,
I want
like,
that so bad.
seriously, go get it.
I I tried to get them to send it to me, but they wouldn't.
Try again.
I was fishing for that one. I think after you posted it, I was like, I need that. I was like, because that one flips too, right?
Yeah, I had to flip it over for this project because I'm out of table space. So now I have my tools on it, and then I've got Tiffany taped on it right
That's
now.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
it's a table now. So I'm like, this is perfect.
I want to put my planer on one side of it and then my miter saw on the other, and then that way I don't have my planer on a different stand rolling around the shop like whenever I need it. And it's like that
Yeah.
seems sweet, but yeah, I was like I really want it, but I just they didn't want to do that deal.
That's crazy. With your following too, they didn't want to do it.
Well, my engagement rate is absolute dog shit. So
Okay, that's the thing with the bigger accounts. That's what happens.
so I know that that's I'm sure why a lot of I don't get as many deals I feel like as I used to is I have 140,000 followers and like my engagement rate is like 0.01. I mean, I don't know if it's that bad, but it's pretty close. Like it's absolutely terrible. I'm like these all have to all be bots or something.
It's tough.
Man.
I haven't calculated mine in a while, but I feel like 2% is like good. So like,
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm
Yeah.
around. I think I'm around the 2% area or whatever it is, which is so funny. 2% engagement over here is doing great.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at mine in a while. Like, there's a couple of platforms, like the brand collab platforms that'll like tell you, but I haven't looked at it in a while. I think my engagement rate on Facebook though is it's got to be good because that place is always going wild with
Yeah.
comments. But
Really?
but
Do you
not so
reply
much.
to all of
Yeah, most of them.
Cool.
Lindsay
Yeah.
replies to a lot of them too.
Nice.
It's mostly people being assholes. So
Oh.
on Facebook, yeah, bunch of old boomers that just love to hate anything
Well, that's
that
what you get
they.
over there. Yeah, you get the
Mhm.
older crowd, the ones who
Yeah,
don't use technology or social media that much, but like
yep,
they're into that area. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I'll engage with them, or Lindsay will engage with them, unless they like start being like real, like just saying really bad stuff, like homophobic slurs or stuff like that, because it gets pretty out of control pretty fast. But if they're just telling me
Jeez.
my stuff is bad or ugly or stupid or whatever, I'm like, all right, let's dance, let's play this game. Like you can tell me my
Yeah.
stuff sucks all day long.
See, I find YouTube has more offensive people for me, at least.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't found them yet. But I have heard that. I have heard YouTube is a rough place sometimes.
Post a pride flag. They'll give you all the homophobic reactions so you can get a lot of throat
Perfect.
faces. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
People are so
Yeah.
stupid. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me so
They
mad.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
That is. It's gross. Like I'm like, yeah, cool. Delete, delete, delete. Like I'm not gonna leave that shit up, but like it is
Yeah.
annoying.
Mm-mm.
It's just like
Yeah. Yeah. It's
cool.
just like, yeah, that's a no-fly zone. It's like you're not gonna be hateful like that. Like if you
Yep.
want to, like I said, if you want to tell me that what I made is ugly or
Yep.
whatever, we can talk about that, and we'll comment for 37 comments while you become a top fan on my Facebook page because you
Which is
hate something
hilarious.
that I make.
Always so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one specific person who was doing that. Like literally, it's like you said, they don't understand social media, so they don't understand that they keep commenting on something that it's gonna keep feeding them my stuff or related content.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I would just comment, especially when Facebook was paying a lot. It's like I would just sit there and we'd reply, Lindsay would reply and go, 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 go. And then like once I get like tired of it after like a long time, I would say like, hey, all these comments that you did here are making me money because Facebook pays me for views and you keep coming back to this video. Then I'll get blocked pretty quick. And or it'll give me a notification that says they're a top fan, and then I'll share it and tag them in it, and then I'll get blocked after that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's ridiculous.
That is wild. People are wild.
Yeah. It's social media is a weird place. It can be really awesome and can be really bad.
Yeah. Totally agree. So I'm curious because I know I just looked at the clock and then we're getting late, but what do you want to do for future things? Like, is this project that you're working on right now something that you don't want to revisit with how your shop is currently set up? Or are you going to continue to take these bigger projects on? Like, what does that look like for you?
I think I would like to do something like this again. I mean, anything much bigger than this would probably be tough, but I feel like also I learned a lot of how to um break everything down, like order of operations. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like a better order of operations to get it done and like not have to make, get the track saw back out and make this cut to break down another sheet of plywood because I broke down all but 2 sheets of plywood and I have it all lined up here and I'm missing a couple pieces and got to move everything out of the way and do that kind of thing. So I think I definitely wouldn't say no to something like that again.
That's cool.
As for like long-term goals is I just want to make cool videos and hopefully be able to pay all my bills from posting cool videos on YouTube, and then maybe be a little bit more selective on the commissions that I take because you don't have to take everything that comes your way to make sure that you're paying the bills. You can back off that a little bit because you have revenue coming from a different place and doing more things and like the video side of things I really enjoy. I asked a couple friends if I could like film them and try to like make a video, which I didn't get enough to make a video, but it was really fun. And I would really like being like shooting things like behind the camera and like seeing things. I felt like was a lot easier than me setting up the camera, pointing it, and then going to the round and making the cuts and everything, and then turning the camera off. But being able to like see things in real time was really cool. And I would like to do more of that eventually.
That's really cool that like you weren't doing that kind of stuff before you started making, and now you're finding like this passion for making, like for film through making.
Yeah, and that was like one thing I tell people too is like getting into woodworking is like made me realize that if I do enjoy something, I can get good at it. It just doesn't happen quickly. Like it's taken me years and I still make mistakes and I still learn things all the time. But being able to get where I am, like, screwing boards together to make a coffee table with like all of your screws just visible on top, everything, to making like a nice coffee table or dining table, like over the course of 3 or 4 years, whatever it's been now. Like, I feel like I can get good at making cool videos. It's just going to take time. Like, you're not going to see your progress always, from month to month because, but over the long period of time, if you keep doing it. And like my entire TikTok feed is just like videos related now. It's like barely any woodworking on it. It's just like different things, like video related, basically everything.
That's cool though.
So yeah, just trying to learn everything, because it's cool, because you can, anything that you need to know pretty much, you can find a video and figure it out.
For
Yeah.
sure. Totally.
And I
Or make
noticed
cool friends.
or make cool friends, pick their brains. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you have her here still.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions you want to pick
Yeah.
Mary Lou's brain on?
I mean, I just I think I might have asked you what camera do you use?
I have a Sony FX3.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that I'd asked
Yeah.
you that before. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's love her.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely changed my life. Yeah. You know, I went to film school, but it still took me time to be able to make a cool video,
Yeah.
because when I went to film school, I studied like, or my focus was on directing. And
Mhm.
like, then if I had like a second focus, it was like writing.
Mm.
And then I was doing set design. So like that was kind of like more where I was in film school. So coming into like social media content creation and like YouTube, that's so different than like making a film. So, and then I was behind a camera. I was like in front of the camera as well,
Mhm.
relearning sound, because I learned it all, but I had to like relearn things. And then
Mhm.
just because you know how to do something doesn't really mean you know how to like put it together and make it like a good video, you know?
Yeah.
But I love looking back at like my catalog and like seeing how I got better.
Mhm.
Like I have no issues putting out like, you know, something shitty. Like that was just my start. I just started,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's cool to see like where I've come like since then. And other people too. Like I love seeing their progress.
Yeah.
Uh
I always tell people that, like, because I feel the same way. It's like, don't be afraid to post like whatever it is that you built, or the video that you made or whatever, because you're gonna look back on it and you're gonna be like, wow, like you have like a tangible thing that or progress that you can see. And so it's just
yeah,
like, post
exactly.
it, do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you're gonna see how much you got better in X amount of time or whatever, and you're gonna look back on it. Like, it's, I don't know, I always tell people, just post everything, just be cringe, do whatever, just like put it
Yeah,
out there.
right, exactly. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know, I just watch review videos on cameras all day, and then I'm like, I don't know why I do this, because I need to just use what I have.
Right.
With film, with like video equipment, it's very similar to tools. Like you want to
Yeah,
get the saw stop, but like
yeah,
honey don't got saw stop money.
yeah.
So like you're kind of just trying to do the best that you can with what you have. And I firmly believe in that. And like just get
Hmm.
good at using that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And using like that camera or that tool. And then once you've kind of mastered it, and then also once you're in the right financial situation,
Yep.
then take the leap, you know?
Hmm.
I like to use commissions to pay for everything. Like I rarely like to use like my own credit or my own
Hmm.
money. I'm just like,
Yeah,
no, we're putting this in the next commission.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
because
like my FX3 done, paid for. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I have been, the one that I keep getting drawn to is the A7 IV, just because I want to take pictures too. And so I've
Yeah, I
heard
was just gonna say it's a
that's a really
good
good.
dual camera. Yeah.
And I have a friend who has the A7S3, I think, or I forget
Mhm.
which one he has, and he does both with his, and it looks amazing. And so I'm just like, but then I start thinking, like, I have an old Canon that I use, and it gets real dusty and real dirty. And I'm like, am I ever going to even use the nice camera in the garage if I'm just worried about it getting dirty and ruining thousands of dollars worth of equipment?
I'm not gonna lie, I have not used the FX3 in the shop yet because I'm like
Yeah.
very, very scared.
Yeah.
And I have a Sony A7 III, so like
Mhm.
right before the S3. Um, and I've been wanting to sell it, but I also don't want to sell it because I'm like, what about the shop shots?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like at least for the like really close up
Yeah.
to the like
Yep.
saw or whatever when it's gonna get dusty and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also thinking of building like an acrylic box.
Put your camera in.
That's smart.
That
That's smart.
like my camera and the lens could fit in. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's just like completely closed.
That's a good
Hit
idea.
record, put the lid on, and
Yeah.
like just to get like juicy, good
Yeah.
footage.
Because like
Yeah.
anytime I like try to get a shot on like a really good close up either around the table saw or behind the table saw or whatever, or on my router table, like the camera is covered in sawdust.
Yeah.
Like covered. And I'm like, take the leaf blower and I like blow it off. I'm like,
I
I
know.
won't be doing that with that camera.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
it's
maybe it's just
nerve-wracking.
I just keep waiting forever, basically, because I'm just like, I know I'm gonna probably just still use this camera because I'm gonna be just terrified of breaking it.
Save the other one for
You
finished
just-
shots.
Yeah,
Just for
yeah.
the oiling videos.
Exactly. Yeah. Just the non-dusty ones.
Yes.
For all the measuring videos.
Yep.
Yeah. As soon as the power tools come on, it's just like out of the shop and like upstairs away as far as possible.
Yeah. Exactly.
We do put just like our cell phones in the most risky situations.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
I've
don't
dropped my
give a
phone in
fuck.
a pool
And
a couple
no,
times.
mine's completely covered in sawdust at
Yeah.
all times. Like I literally have to like I'll film something and I have to go grab the phone and like you
Yeah.
know, and I'm like on my shirt out there, like come on.
Like
Speaking
right
of,
after
like,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I say right after I got my phone, like I forget which one. I think I have the 12 Max, I think. And we like it was summertime and we were like in the pool and I like set my phone up on the ledge and then like literally like to take a picture or video or something and it just flips right off into the water.
Ooh.
And I like went down and got it and it still works.
Wow.
I was like, I'm just
Love
Googling
it.
like, are iPhones waterproof? And they are apparently up to a certain
Oh.
point. So
Well,
got lucky on that one.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just like panicked, like, where's the rice? I need to put it in the rice. That's what everybody
Right.
says.
Right. That happened to me with an AirPod recently. I like washed it in the
Oh.
washer. And it
I've
still
washed-
works. I'm
I
using it
say,
right
and
now.
how? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't washed AirPods, but I've washed headphones, multiple different kinds, because I always usually just buy
Yeah.
like $30 headphones for the shop. And they're always in my pocket. And sometimes they end up in the washer and the dryer. And sometimes they still work, which is crazy.
amazing. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah. So crazy how that happens. I was doing a time lapse earlier and it was getting super dusty and I didn't really like pay attention. So I was like looking at the footage back later and everything's like just a little bit blurry. And I was like, oh shit, my camera is dirty. Whatever. It is what it is.
I think we
Yeah.
can all relate to that though, like the hazy shots because
Mhm.
we didn't
Mhm.
realize there's just a little too much
Just-
sawdust on there. Yeah.
Didn't wipe the lens off.
It's
Yeah.
artistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Adding little
filter.
grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a filter.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh my God, that's awesome. How did it feel though, like when those videos went viral for you? Like, was it a complete change? Did you have a ton of engagement and then you just felt it fall off? Or
Mhm.
yeah, that
Yep.
sucks. Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's nice to have
Yeah.
the numbers, but then it's like, oh, there's my community.
Yep. Yeah. It's like I don't remember it. The first viral video I think was the bed frame. And I think that got me like to 25,000, I think, which is absurd. It
Mhm.
was kind of when Instagram's algorithm, I think, was actually working and doing something. Because a few people I knew kind of skyrocketed around the same time. And I got to I went from like 2,500 to like 20,000 or 25,000 or something like that. And then that was about it. I had those numbers. And so I just immediately started like rocket firing to brands because I'm like, let's go. I'm here. And then I got a couple deals and then I don't remember how the order of it, but it went up again, and then every time it would go up, I would have like good engagement, like lots of stuff for probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then and then I would keep posting stuff and nothing would be hitting, and it was like I didn't even have any followers anymore. It just,
That's so crazy.
I mean, if you
That
go
is
and look at
crazy.
my videos currently, I get like max 200 likes on anything. Like, unless it is kind of gone viral, I'll get a decent amount of views on stuff. But I'm like, how does this video have 200 likes and 10,000 views? And this video has 150 likes and 40,000 views. Like, that doesn't make sense.
I feel like people aren't liking things anymore.
Probably.
Because I'm noticing that with like Sabretooth and stuff, 10,000 views, and you look on it's like 64 likes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
So
okay.
Did these 64 people watch this like a million times?
Yeah, like what's going on here?
Yeah. And if they did
feel
also,
like Instagram is also weird because like I'll double tap something as soon as I see it, and then like go into it, like so the reel like fills up the screen, and then it's like not liked. And I'm just like, the fuck is this? I already clicked it. So then I click it again. And so I'm like thinking that people are maybe liking things, but
That's
Instagram's
really
being a little
interesting
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Instagram's just really gone down the shitter the last year. I feel like it's just been, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, at least, definitely everything has just been really stagnant.
People are out of their house and doing things. That's what I'm gonna keep saying, because that's how I feel it is people aren't on their phones as much. I mean, they're on their phones, but they're not on there for those long scrolling periods like they used to be, because of what else were they doing? Like, COVID spoiled all of us because they were.
That's true. That was around that time.
Big audience, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It was around that time. Yeah, that a lot of that was, my videos were going. That's when I made a TikTok, was because like Lindsay had made one, and I was just always looking at her phone like while we're laying in bed laughing at videos, and she's like, "You should make your own." And I was like, "Okay."
She's like, "You should like get off my phone."
Yeah.
That's really funny. I could just see you curling up with her phone, giggling, and it's just like,
well, it was like this little routine that we had. It's like, it's like we're going to bed, we're watching TV, and then it's like you turn the TV off, and then we're just like laying there, just like laughing at videos.
Yeah.
Back when TikTok was funny, before it, I mean, really sucked into each person's individual algorithm and didn't, and a lot more serious than just joke videos like Vine was.
I don't know. TikTok makes me laugh every day.
It's true. It does.
Every single day. There is serious stuff, but yeah.
I'd say Marylou could weigh in on that better. I don't go on there.
I love TikTok just because it's just so real and like regular ass people. Like, it's not like Instagram's always curated. Instagram would never push out a video of somebody dancing in their messy bedroom with like dishes on their dresser and like, clothes all over the place, and like have 1 million likes on TikTok. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just more real and cool like that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Super entertaining. I think like Instagram is just so old that, and like I follow so many like makers and woodworkers, which like, I'm not hating, I'm just saying it's the same like content over and over and over again. So I get like bored on Instagram, and like I'm mostly on there to just watch stories and watch people. And then like TikTok is like stories, but like constant, and it's just like all entertainment, and
and their algorithm is just better.
Place.
It's just and I mean, what I've been using it for is just like learning stuff. Like, my freaking thing is just like, photo, video related, woodworking related. I've dived down this chess rabbit hole currently, so it's like tons of chess videos now, and it's just like, you could just
wait, when you say chess, like not
Oh,
your
chess.
body.
Chess.
Chess. Okay.
Chess.
He's really into chess lately. Like, he's really had a big interest in it.
Just imagine that filter that just does the eyes and the mouth, like on a bunch of different chests. This one's a good chest.
Oh, when we went to Italy, I bought like some chess pieces. That was like my like splurge thing that I wanted to get like for me. And ever since then I was like, I want to make a chessboard and play chess. So now, and I've just been like playing on my phone a lot. And then I was like looking up videos like, how do I, this, and so now my whole feed is just different chess openings and stuff like that.
I like chess. Chess is a fun game.
It is
something new to concentrate on or focus on.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're making like epoxy chessboards, or that's the way you use your scraps. Just really intricate like chessboards.
Yeah, I do. That's on my YouTube video list, is to make like a really nice chessboard and use the pieces that I got, and like just make a really cool video. But that's a me thing. So whenever I'm caught up with everything, didn't have time to do that.
I mean, eventually that'll drive your videos, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of ideas.
I've been noticing a lot of like bandsaw content lately, so that probably hit.
Yeah. I know. I have too, actually. Now that you say that, yeah.
Well, everyone's been bandsawing just letters and shit too.
Letters, but I think it's like more like looking at it on a macro level. It's more about like just practicing using the bandsaw. And getting better. Because I was like, y'all, this is the same thing. What's happening? It's like a lot. But then I was like, oh wait, no, they're getting better. They're getting better in all of these. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't
get
it first.
the like million jigs that like people make for like everything. That's I always end up down that. I'm like, how do I make that jig? I need to have that. Or like it's just like so one-off, like it only does this one thing, but it does it perfectly. Like that's a good jig to have.
I've been getting into that too. I've been getting into jigs because like I have to with Traxall Life. So I'm just like, okay, this will work for like this one specific scenario. But
I know I want to have like just a dedicated like section of my wall just of all the different jigs, because it's like I make them and then I throw them away because I'm just like, I don't have space for this, or like I put it together kind of shitty, and so it's just like it's not actually put together, just like a little bit of CA glue to hold it in place to just make these couple little things that I need to make, and then it breaks and I throw it away.
Some people make the most gorgeous jigs. Like they put so much time and effort into them. They're incredible. Like I don't use them obviously because I'm not like building stuff, but like you just can see it out there and you're just like amazing. And then then you just throw something down. Okay, go.
That's I can kind of be a hater sometimes when things like that. I'm like, why did you make that crosscut sled out of walnut? Why? Why?
Yeah.
But I'm also, that's one of those things I just kind of always keep to myself, because I'm just like, maybe I'm
good on camera.
Yeah,
that's why.
It's like you don't need, like, that's like $150 just right
there.
I
was just gonna say, like it's the principle.
Yeah.
That is too much money on a jig.
It's like just like just like the handle part of it is like, $100 like worth of wood. I'm like, you could also just laminate a couple pieces of plywood together and get the same thing. But that's glad I'm not the only one, I guess, because every time I see one, I'm like a walnut jig or anything or shop furniture, I'm like, why? I guess if you have cutoffs, cool. But I'm just like, did you really need to use even walnut to hang all your tools?
Yeah.
The haters are out now. What else
do
you guys hate?
People are gonna come after me now.
I hate when I'm just kidding.
I think a lot of people do that kind of stuff though too, is because they want their shop to look so cool in the videos. Like it's just an aesthetics thing, But yeah, if you better be using that for a lot of stuff. Like that better be something that's well used to be costing that much money, because it sounds like people make a lot of jigs once they get into it. Before we go, what kind of templates do you want to make on your CNC, your future CNC?
I mean, leg templates, or like I follow a lot of people that they have like nice MDF, leg templates, or like a full size, and like like the base of like a credenza or something, that like goes and wraps or whatever. Like they'll have that whole thing out of MDF or something, and then that way they can just like rough it out on the
Yep.
double side tape it, which I know I'm sure I could make
Router.
some without a CNC, but drawer
way
I can't say
easier.
drawer well, drawer pulls and like things like that, templates for those, because all the different style like pulls, whether you just want like just a regular looking one, like I just like there's so many different things you can just like make templates with like that. And again, I could probably make all of these things without a CNC. Just it'd be nice to kind of have those and offer them to other people too.
Well, I was gonna say it gives you a product line. So if you're having a lean month, you can lean into, trying to sell those instead of taking on a giant commission, which is gonna take up your whole shop. Maybe you can make some money doing that.
Or just even just like, carving out little designs on stuff that I couldn't do by hand, or just like little things like that. I think I don't have a huge need for them, but like as I've been asked to do certain things and I'm like, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that by hand.
It's frustrating to say no on something that like you could if you had a certain tool.
Yeah. Or just like that the end product, I don't feel like will be as good if I did it by hand.
Yeah. No, I completely get that.
So we'll see someday. You guys have X-Carve?
Used to.
I say we both used to have X-Carves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I actually still also have my old one. But Onefinity.
Yep.
Oh, Onefinity, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want some templates, I can set you out some templates.
Okay. I have somebody that has a laser, and I've needed a couple things, and I'm just like, hey, what's this going to cost me for a template for whatever it is? But there's this I don't remember the size, but it's a smaller one, I think. What size is yours?
CNC or laser?
Either or.
Have a laser.
Oh,
so that one's 14 by 20. It's tiny.
Oh, dang, that's cool.
Like
nice.
But yeah, the regular Onefinity is like a 32.5 by 32.5 cutting area.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, you can get the smaller one, the 24 by 24, like you were saying. That's called like a machinist or something like that.
Okay.
But like their standard woodworker CNC is 32.5 by 32.5.
Okay. I know we're like towards the end, but what made you guys switch to Onefinity, and what is better or worse about the X-Carve?
I hated
unless you don't want to say.
No, I hated the maintenance.
No. Oh, okay.
I'm down. Yeah. My X-Carve just stopped working, but I'm pretty sure it's because like the belts need to be replaced. And and I also like just outgrew mine because I had just like the tabletop X-Carve, and so I wanted something bigger, and I was looking at all the CNCs, and this is like still relatively new Onefinity, and it was the only one that didn't have belts, and it just had like those big steel bars.
Okay.
And I was just like, now that is like gonna do it. And it was relatively affordable. So the only thing at the time, I don't know if that's the case now, but like it was a pre-order, so I had to like wait a hot minute before I got it, which was like a little frustrating, but it is what it is, and I eventually got it and love it. Yeah,
I think they ship pretty fast now, like especially the bigger ones, the Journeyman Elite that they have. But yeah, they used to be like you'd order it, and then in 2 to 3 months you might get, it might arrive, because they were so new and green, and they were selling like crazy. But yeah, same reason I got it, because of the maintenance. Like literally you have to oil it once in a while, and really that's it. Make sure things are tight, but there's no like, oh, is that belt broken, or is this here, or is this malfunctioning? Like what's happening here? Like,
and things aren't shifting like
your carvers get messed
up. The whole thing is cheap.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
And it also sets up in about an hour, including all of your wiring, whereas the X Carve takes 16 hours to assemble. So there's that.
Oh no,
yeah, it
thank
took
you.
me like
I
2
was
months to assemble.
I was just talking to somebody about this. It's like I love building things. I fucking hate putting things together. I hate putting things together. Like when I got my table saw, I was just like so stoked, and then I saw how many boxes it was, and I was like,
No.
I don't want to do this now.
Oh man. Wait, which table saw do you have? How many boxes?
I mean, it was like 5 boxes maybe. It was
Ooh, that's a
it's
lot of boxes.
it's the saw stop 3 horsepower, 36 inch.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, so like
Dang.
the whatever, like the fence and bars were like all in a box.
Oh.
The cast iron things were in a box. The outlet and stuff, the blade, like I don't know what it was. It's just like a handful of things, but I was just not excited about it.
Enough to make you like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
tools
I
are
mean,
like that. They're so exciting to have, and then like that journey from getting it out of the box and assembled and actually
mhm.
used sometimes can take a while for you to build up the strength to do it. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta push yourself.
And then I got it and I turned it on for like the 3rd time and snapped the belt. So that was cool. It was really fun
Dang.
for me to have a brand new table saw that I couldn't use for a little while. Luckily they actually, I mean, Saw Stop is made in Portland, so it's just a couple hours up north.
That's cool.
Oh,
And
nice.
they have belts at Woodcraft, and so they just like Will called, I think that's what it was, a belt for me there. So I just went to, which is only a few miles away, and went and got one, but I was still really annoyed.
Yeah.
I would
Tools
be
are
too.
very annoying to set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember setting up the jointer. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like that one's tricky.
That one, yeah. So that is annoying. I got a Grizzly 8-inch helical head at the same time I got my table saw. I was just like, just end of the year. I was like,
Upgrades,
get
yeah.
some tax write-offs.
Yeah.
And that one I was partially my fault. Is the outfeed table also has like a little nut thing that you don't think that it's going to do anything to hold it in place, but it does. So like every time I kept using it, and then I kept getting really bad snipe on the end of my boards, and I was like, why is this happening? And so I'd like get my little whatever your metal ruler thing, and like you said, make sure the beds are perfectly lined up. But it just kept happening over and over again. It's because I didn't have this one nut tightened to like hold the outfeed table in place. So it just kept sliding, slowly moving its way down after like ever 20 passes or something. And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a good tool. Just a little operator error here.
Yeah, like once it's like set perfect, but like that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, that's why I was like,
frustrating.
why does this keep happening to me?
I can't even tell you how many times I've called the laser help desk and walked through, and they're like, oh, you just got to do this or that shifted, and it was just move this. And I'm like,
have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always. But it's not fun learning a new one. Like that one definitely still, I'm still not friends with it, but we're getting better.
Nice. That's not friends with it. That's funny.
We're not close. We're not close right now. Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming back on and chatting. Like, it's been really fun to connect with you. It's been many years since we've had a long format conversation. I know we talk on Instagram, but
yeah,
it's nice.
No,
to catch
thank
up.
you. Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I love chatting with you guys.
Good. I'm glad Marylou had time to come join us, because I know like you guys both love and admire each other's work. So I was like, it's too fun.
I know when you told me that, I was like, oh, sweet, because I'm always literally like watching everything that you make, because I'm like, I was like, it just looks so good. It's so crisp and clean, and just love it.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Tiff told me that you were going to be on and asked if I wanted a co-host, and I was like, yes. Totally. Also a fan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You guys just make beautiful stuff. get those good shots that just like seriously it just works. So all right, I'm gonna stop drooling over both of you guys. Have a great night.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I had such a good time. They were amazing to hang out with, and I just really hope that translates over to you. If you want to help support the show, you can shop the links in my bio. I have some great affiliates in there, including the amazing Carhartt that has some great new fall colors and new fall items. So go check that out. Anything that you spend there, I get a kickback, and it helps me continue doing what I do. Thank you again for listening, and have a great day. I've got lots more